So it's oh yeah, that's one.
Everything's recording.
Oh my god.
Hi, 2 cameras. We are going to meal prep, and I know a lot of people have concerns about how much time needs to be dedicated to putting food together, creating meals in advance, and a big part of that is just organization. So we're going to do 3 different meals. 2 we're going to be vegetarian. We're doing a vegan chili and a vegan pasta salad, and then we're going to cook ground turkey and white rice. So the first thing we're going to do is get our pot boiling for our pasta, and then while that's boiling, we're going to go ahead and get going on our chili. So we're going to set this on the back burner. Over here we've got our ingredients, and I'm going to list everything on what the recipe is for each item individually, but for the time being we have all of our food laid out here. We're working with the chili first. So I've got steamed lentils, we got diced tomatoes, black beans, red beans, corn, and tomato paste, along with my spices. We're going with south of the border fajitas today. Now we're going to go ahead and add a little oil. I like to do non-stick coconut. Healthier fats are always more approachable and more preferred. Gonna pop the lentils in. This is the first thing that wants to go. And then we're just gonna go ahead, and since everything is already prepared, we don't have to worry about raw materials going in. We're gonna start dumping in our ingredients. So we're gonna add the tomatoes. We're gonna add our sweet corn. We wanna drain the corn. We're gonna do red kidney beans, also drained. And then we're gonna do black beans. Black beans, we're gonna leave the juice. This is gonna be our liquid component in our chili. And as you can see, we got some deliciousness going on. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my spices. And then once that gets warm, the last thing we're gonna add is our tomato paste. You only need about 2 tablespoons worth of this. Do not put the whole can in there. Once we're done with our stuff, cans and all that, get it out of the way. Give yourself some space to work. So now we're gonna let that sit with the top off, no lid, until it starts to boil. In the meantime, we're gonna go through the next item, which is gonna be our pasta. We're using a whole wheat penne. We're gonna dump that whole box in there. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes to cook, so we're just gonna let it sit there and do its job. So we got 2 cups of frozen broccoli, 2 cups of frozen peppers. I love frozen veggies. They're more affordable, they're more economical. They're already picked at the peak of ripeness. It's a better quality product altogether. We're doing garbanzo beans, also known as chickpeas. We got 1 can drained here. Since we're waiting for the chili to boil and for the water to boil, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the white rice done for my 3rd meal. I've already got my water salted, ready to go here. Getting that nice and warm, working with a full stove here. So as soon as this comes to a boil, just like before, we're gonna dump the rice in, take it off the heat, and let it steep for about 5 minutes. It's gonna cook itself. It's gonna be super, super simple, super low maintenance. So again, we're just mixing occasionally. Shout out to my beautiful camera woman, the beautiful Miss Elizabeth Nelson, my person, my partner, making this happen. Who says you can't do it? Craziness. Craziness. So now that we got some bubbles working, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna drop that heat to low, and I'm gonna cover it, and it's gonna sit there for 10 minutes. All right, so now we got our rice pasta boiling. We're doing 2 cups, so we got 2 cups of water, 2 cups of rice. I'm gonna pour the rice in, and I'm just gonna mix it a little bit to get it covered. And then once everything is wet, kill the flame, pop the lid on it, and just set it out of the way, set it and forget it. It's gonna do all the work on its own. We got about 7 more minutes left on the chili. And as we can see right here, pasta boil is starting to go. So I'm gonna pull the lid off, set it out to the side, let that come to a full rolling boil. I'm gonna slap the pasta in there. So by the time the pasta is done cooking, the chili is going to be done, so I'm not having to do too many things at once. It's not going to be a matter of trying to juggle 3 separate meals. It's more so timing it so that you can knock out each one while one is kind of going in itself. So we got a rolling boil going right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just dump my pasta in. Super duper simple, guys. You don't need to overthink it. It doesn't need to be uber complicated. I think the cost total for all the groceries is less than $70, and again, you're feeding yourself 4 days worth for 3 different meals. It's nice to have a little bit of variation throughout the day. I know that helps myself with success when it comes to dieting and controlling what I'm eating. While we're waiting for this to keep going, I also want to point out you want to get your Tupperwares ready to go as well. Partition all of your materials off to the side. So again, 4 days worth, so we got 4 different setups: pasta, turkey and rice, chili. I'm gonna go ahead and move the chili out of the space so it's out of harm's way. Setting it up to the top. Again, lid stays on just so it can thicken up. I have a strainer trick that I learned online, so instead of putting your colander in the sink and trying to turn the pan upside down, we're gonna go ahead and set the colander into the pot, and then we're just gonna dump the water out like so. Pasta stays locked in the pan. We want the pasta to stay warm. We also don't want to rinse your pasta. Do not rinse your pasta. Don't ever do that. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Next is add some olive oil. This is gonna help keep from sticking, but also gonna add some healthy fats in there. Then I'm gonna add my flavor components. I like to add pink Himalayan sea salt and a little garlic pepper. Nice liberal amount to get a good amount of flavor. And then the frozen vegetables. This is why it doesn't matter if they're frozen. We got heat in the pan. I'm gonna dump those in there. Super simple. Give it a quick stir. And then I'm gonna put the lid on it. So we have sectioned off our 4 days worth of chili in our Tupperwares. So we're good to go here. I've already rinsed out the pan, did a quick hot rinse, so we can go ahead and prep it for making our turkey. Just gonna slap that whole thing right in there. I myself probably do about a half a pound a serving, so it's 8 ounces. So that should yield me 6 servings. So you could do 2 in one day. You could share with a friend, like your camera woman. Meanwhile, while that's coming up to heat, our pasta's been thawing out the frozen veggies. I'm gonna keep mixing that and incorporating that. And as you can see, there's plenty of heat, plenty of steam. So we're still doing a lot of work in here. And now that I've got that going, I'm gonna add my can of drained garbanzo beans, also known as chickpeas. So now I'm gonna set this one out of harm's way, just like we did the chili earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the turkey over to me. This one's pretty straightforward. I like to cook it about medium before I add my seasoning. Just so we're all on the same page, you do not cook poultry medium. Poultry is always cooked well done, always fully cooked. But I'll get about halfway through the cook process before I add my flavors. That's just a preference. So now we got that just chilling on medium heat, doing its thing. All right, so now we're about halfway through cooking the turkey, a little bit more than halfway. I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasoning. So similar to the pasta salad, we're gonna do pink Himalayan sea salt, garlic pepper, and paprika. So I'm gonna add these in. Just for basic flavor profile. While this is finishing up, I'm gonna go ahead and distribute the pasta salad into the Tupperware, and then just wait for this to wrap up. All right, so there it is. We've got 3 different meals over the course of 4 days: ground turkey with rice, a vegan lentil chili, and a vegan pasta salad. So it took us cook-wise about 30 minutes to get everything done. Really the key to it is just organization and setting up time to make sure that you have space within your week to create this, and that way you guys can stay on track. It's very affordable. Like I said, it was less than 70 bucks for all the ingredients that I incorporated here. That's pretty much it. It can be done if you make it important, if you make it a priority, and again, if you set time during the week to make it happen, it can be done.